From flowing text boxes to several types of text, Swift Publisher has all you need. Before we get into the text tools, let's take a quick look at the final product that we want. So our design is complete, and all that is left is to add the text portions to our flyer. Let's first switch back to the foreground layer of our project. Remember, the foreground layer is for text, and the background layer is for the design elements. Our text tools are located next to the drawing tools in the toolbar. We have a text box tool, and also vertical and circular text tools. To choose a tool, which is currently hidden, you need to click on the button and hold it down until the list of tools pops up. Let's activate the text box tool. Move our cursor to the canvas, click and hold. Draw our text box. And finally, paste in our text. The red cross to the right lets us know that the pasted text is too long for the current text box, and there are two different ways that we can fix that. We either resize the existing box or create what is called a linked text box. Let's do the latter by clicking on the red cross and drawing a second text box. As you can see, the text is now divided between the two boxes. If you add or delete a portion of text in the first box, the amount of text in the second box will change accordingly. Let's look aside from our project for a second to find out how the other text tools work. Using the vertical text tool, you can draw a text box in the same way as we did before. As long as you are in the text editing mode, the text is displayed horizontally. Once you click outside the box, the text becomes vertical. To add a circular text, you should activate the circular text tool and draw a kind of text box. But instead of pasting and editing your text right on the canvas, the app opens a floating text editor. This editor pops up every time you double-click on a circular text. Now, we are about to return to our document. Let's go through and add the rest of the text. If we want to manually edit each section of our text, all of the tools we need can be found in the Text tab of the inspector. And there are two different ways that we can do that. One is to double-click on a text box and select a certain portion, editing only the selected part. The other is to select an entire text box and edit all of the text inside. Back in the inspector, we can change the font size, color, create lists, which we'll get to in a minute, change the alignment, various spacing options, and wrap text around objects, another feature we'll get to a bit later. Aside from editing text manually, Swift Publisher also supports editable text styles, a sort of text template that can be applied with just one click. To apply a text style, select a text box or a portion of text. Click Style, and choose one in the list. Take a look at the tutorial on text styles to learn how to set these up for your documents. For now, let's go through and stylize all of our text. So, our text is looking really good. But you know, with all the pictures behind it, Joe's English School really isn't all that readable. The best way to fix this is to apply a shadow to our text. To do that, let's select the text box, jump over to the Appearance tab of the inspector, and check the Shadow option. We can also change the direction, color if necessary, the offset, and the feather. Now that looks much better. Let's jump down to the bottom portion of our document. We have a red list that could really use some bullets. The program lets us do that in just a couple of clicks. Let's select the text box with our list. Open the Text tab of the inspector and choose a bullet type in the drop-down menu labeled Lists. And automatically, our list has bullets. So let's go ahead and adjust that to bring it in line with the rest of the text. The last thing we need to do is add our picture of the girl reading. Let's open our Photos library. Drag and drop her to the canvas and resize the picture. Wait a second. Why is she floating over our text? We need the text to wrap around her. To fix this, we need to make sure our image is selected and place a check next to Object Causes Wrap in the inspector. This makes the text wrap around the edges of our image. Note that there are 4 different text wrap models, and in addition, we can add space between the image and the text. So that's it for our flyer. Let's just click on the I button to check it out without the guides and text box borders. Look good to you? Looks good to me. So let's get to printing.